Stevie Johnson.
So I understand, Rabs, why the front bar would want Stevie.
Yes.
Because a legitimate superstar, premierships, the lot.
Yep.
What are you doing on there, Fat?
Oh, mentor,
What?
father figure.
He can't go on there and do
No.
it himself.
He needs Fat there because I've mentored him the whole way through.
Is that true?
He taught me how to drink cans and punt and had me around for dinner a couple of times.
Yeah.
So he's pretty good to me.
I didn't teach you to jump off a pub wall down a Torquay.
We're 1 minute in, Bill.
Oh, sorry, Stephen. We weren't going to bring that up.
Yeah, exactly.
We played in the 8 grand finals between us, Jim. And
Yes.
Almost 1,000 goals between us two, Bill.
Exactly. Well,
Just a couple of differences.
893 goals. You went at 1.78 goals per game, and I went at 2.2.
Yeah, but he wasn't a key forward.
Yeah, I played,
Neither was I.
you were a decoy. I played through the midfield for a couple of years, and that's
right.
only Geelong goals, by the way, Bill.
Yeah, well, we're only talking Geelong goals. How are you? Anyway, you're looking reasonably fit. I saw you in a white jumper the other day, and don't wear that again, Stephen.
I'm pretty good.
You are.
Yeah, no, the fitness is a little bit better than the last time I was in here when I nearly died.
Oh, we didn't actually go to air with that, did we?
I
Remember
nearly
he-
fainted the
he
last
had a
time I
fit.
actually
Did,
come
he
in
had a
here.
fit.
But yeah, no, I'm all good. Back in the gym, I had an operation on my knee a couple of weeks ago, so I'm almost ready to get the footy boots back on.
Now, what number operation was that?
I think it was number 19.
19?
Operation number 19.
That's incredible.
So, the
And-
pub roof didn't help because I think I required 7 operations on my right ankle, so that was a fair start.
So how do you go when you fill out one of those health forms?
Yes.
They
I
say
don't.
how many surgeries you had.
No, I don't even write them down.
What about through
they,
the
they,
airport?
they normally, I'll write down where the metal is in my
Yeah,
body,
right.
which is in my ankle, my
Head.
knee, my hand.
Yep.
So that's about all I put.
What about going through the airport? Do you
No,
go off?
I don't go off.
Do you?
No.
Oh, geez. So what did they take out with the last operation? There was a plate and screws.
I
wasn't
had my leg realigned.
Yeah.
So at this point, you don't really want to be having a knee replacement, which is the alternative. So they realign your leg. They cut your femur in half, and then they realign it with a massive plate and 9 screws.
Yeah.
And so basically, my knee was bone on bone, and now they've realigned it with some cartilage. So they reckon you get back to running, and it maybe means that the replacement's another 10 or 15 years
And
away.
how is that going now?
Yeah, not
Feels
too
good.
bad. Yeah, I reckon Julian Feller's
Yeah, the legend.
the main man in Geelong, Melbourne, so very happy with him.
So any other injuries? Are you all good?
Not that I'm aware of.
No. Right.
No.
The teeth? When are you getting? You're just looking at me with those big choppers.
I'm thinking about going over to Thailand. There's a lot of people. It's the in thing, isn't it?
Bloody
Getting your
oath.
chompers like Rui got recently.
Did Rui get them?
Oh, you're the one that reckons.
Oh, remember that? They were
There's
like
blood
Tony.
in Stevie's hat.
Now, what's going on, Stephen? What else are we doing? Because I'll tell you what is good. The Sunday, I love the Sunday rub.
Yes.
It's fantastic
is
with
good.
Daisy and Joey and Jay-Z and Brownie. There's a bit going on between those two who should host.
Who's hosting?
And your special,
Stevie.
you enjoying it with your special comments?
I love going into the Sunday rub. It's a great bunch of young guys. They're all stars. I just turn up and add my 2 bobs. I don't know what I'm actually doing in there most of the time, but yeah, I think the ratings have been pretty strong, so everyone's happy.
A great book last time, wasn't it, Rabs?
Very good book.
Well, I was listening.
Stevie's footy knowledge is incredible
No,
as well.
Exactly
Special
right.
comments.
But some of the things he says, Leigh Matthews has a theory about, well, I'll let Stephen explain it.
Yes.
This will be game over. Not even the Leigh Matthews theory will be enough time.
Give us that theory.
You got to kick. You got enough minutes on the clock to kick the goals you need. Is that right?
Yeah, that's about what I bring to the table. How
And,
would you explain it then, Bill?
well, if it's 4 minutes and you need 4 goals, you can't win.
No, you can win.
You can
You
win.
can win.
If the
So
goals
what are you laughing
needed,
at me for?
Well, I reckon it's a shit theory anyway.
if the
I don't
goals
like the theory.
needed exceed the minutes left, then you can't win.
I only know Pythagoras' theory.
And that has been attributed
Which
to
is
many people, by
A
the way.
squared
I
plus
reckon
B
Yabby
squared equals
Jeans,
C.
I've heard even Kanga Kennedy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm not sure who actually came up with it first, but Lethal's now,
so-
now sitting on the
So
great
he's
man.
pinched it.
No, he hasn't. Not like you.
So I pinch a gag and I...
Every gag.
A lot of
Are you
gags.
aware of that, Stevie? The
No.
theft?
Yeah, I listen to the show. It's a great show. And I hear some of his jokes, and I can
tell
see
they're
why you
stolen.
almost fall off your chair some of the time.
Sharrod Wellington?
Oh, no.
Or Wellingham, actually.
Wellington.
You played
Or
against
beef.
him?
I did play against him, or he played against me.
Brought back some memories when Daisy brought him up.
I've just got 4 people text me just how much they enjoyed your description there.
Who was the biggest name? Who's the biggest name that texted?
Sharrod Wellingham from all
Sharrod.
the way over.
I dined out on him one night.
G'day,
You're only as good as your last home game, and I kicked 6 on Sharrod. I would have lost him in a phone booth.
Hello to Sharrod who's listening. Describe his style of defence.
He was 20 metres off me. The ball came out of the centre, and I found 20 metres on him.
Dined out on him.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I
I'm
tell you
wishing
what,
he didn't text Daisy at the time.
you had a ridiculous career, Stevie, but I reckon from about 2000, I'm guessing the years, 2009 to 2013, you enjoyed playing football against North Melbourne, I reckon, more than any other mob. You used to take the piss. I used to sit there and say, is there any danger of Stevie actually getting injured prior to us playing? Because it was 30 and 5, and it was ridiculous.
I played in a very handy team, and there wasn't too many teams we were too concerned about at the time,
No.
Jim. I think there was a few blokes like Varco and Mackie and these
Yep.
guys that played, well over 200 games and played in, 90%
Yeah.
success rate.
Well,
So
Joel
I was
Selwood,
very lucky.
at that point, was probably working at that ratio too, right from game
He won a
one.
premiership in his
First
first
year.
year. So, he had a fair career, didn't he, Joel?
Speaking of Joel, yesterday, so this is July 30, the day before, actually. No, where are we?
I think.
No, yesterday,
Trying to work out which
Yesterday,
day, yeah. That's it.
Geelong smashed Melbourne by 186 points in 2011.
186.
Yes,
Jeez, I don't remember that.
down at Geelong.
Yeah, well, it would have been.
And Stevie had 34 disposals, kicked 7, and only received 2 Brownlow votes.
Really.
2. 34 and kicked 7.
Who got the 3?
Joel.
Joel.
Joel, of course.
Yeah, but I had 10 goal assists as well. That's a record that will never be broken for the rest of the history of the game.
Stevie, I tell you what I reckon you'll be enjoying in 2024. The tricks are coming back. The
Yes.
players are starting to bring the trick bag back
Hawthorn,
out
yep.
again, and Hawthorn are leading the charge. And that was why everyone loved watching you. It wasn't just meat and 2 veg. There was some real sizzle.
Yeah, I reckon the coaches sort of get around the different personalities now, rather than sort of hosing them down. Back in our day, if we carried on after a goal, a message would be straight out and there'd be a warning. If you do that again, you come into the bench. So
From Bomber.
yeah, from Bomber, yeah,
Dingham.
for sure.
I
Yeah,
thought he
he
loved
hated
it.
that sort of carry on. No one was allowed to wear jewellery. No one was allowed to get tattoos. Nothing like that.
What, Bomber
Old
said
school.
that? But I thought
And then we
Bomber-
found a picture of him one day with his big, who's the old cricketer, wear the big necklace. We found
Viv
Dennis
Richards.
Lilly.
Dennis Lilly or
Yeah,
Viv
yeah,
Richards.
yeah.
We found an old photo of Bomber one day with his massive necklace and we pinned it up on the notice board and said, don't tell us not to wear jewellery, Bomber.
But you blokes loved Bomber, didn't you? He was the man.
Yeah, he was the man. We credit a lot of our careers to what he was able to bring in terms of how diligent he was in terms of our training. The way we went about our training held us in really good stead to go out and win games of footy, but ultimately win big games of footy. We used to be really hard on each other on the training track, and then the standards that he used to set around the footy club, just, I haven't experienced anything like it.
And match day, he was very, very good, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he was pretty good tactically. We've seen vision of him. Obviously, once he got us humming, he used to sit back and eat sandwiches
Yeah, eat a
and
big
have a
roll.
chocolate milkshake. But no, he was unbelievable. So we love him.
I also loved watching that team, they were great to watch the Cats back in those days. But you had 7 or 8 blokes who were just animal competitors. Would try and beat each other out of the car park.
Competitive.
Yeah, we did, and I reckon that must have been almost Stephen Wells' number one trait that he liked in a footballer. I think it's competitiveness was number one
Yep.
because you got Joel and you got Chappie, you got Scarlo,
Linger.
Enright, Lingy.
Ablett.
Ablett. I mean, you could go through pretty much the whole list.
yeah.
I think, if you look back on it, there's probably out of one of those premiership teams, I would say 17 or 18 guys would have played 200 plus, and there's probably 6 300 gamers. So we're very fortunate that list got put together and we all come through at the same time.
Right, you're watching it very closely, and this is a very tough question I'm about to ask you, but who plays in the grand final this year and who wins it from here?
Well, it's going to be the team that's, I guess, doesn't have the injuries at the end of the season and sort of gets the form at the right time. It's hard to say. Like, you can't predict anything with any confidence right at the moment, can you? Because it's just such a silly season, so even. But I tend to think that Sydney can get their mojo back. They've been down for probably the last month, and I think with the players they have through their midfield, get back into a bit of form. I think they're the team to beat, and I think they'll finish. They'll certainly finish in the top 2, so they'll get the home final and get to a grand final. I really love the Swans. I worked there for 3 years and have a good relationship with a lot of their players, and I reckon they're a great bunch of blokes. So I sort of hope they do well.
Were you surprised by your mate Coxie saying he wasn't interested in the West Coast job?
Yeah, I was surprised because, I thought he was probably front and centre. I mean, that's what the media commentary was after it all come out, and he put his hand up very quickly. So I don't know whether there's been a handshake up at Sydney. I'm not too sure. I haven't spoken to him. He'd make a good senior coach.
Yeah.
Like, tactically, he's very good. Obviously, everyone loves him as a bloke, and I think he's a coach in the making. It's just about when the time's right.
Did Horse used to yell at you or just Coxie?
He actually doesn't yell at Coxie. What actually happens is Coxie sits beside him, and Coxie gets a little bit frustrated because Horse will say, "Show us the vision, Coxie. Show us behind the goals. What just happened there?" And Coxie goes, "Have a look at this, Horse. Oh, he didn't man up." And then Horse will be going nuts, going, "Oh, why didn't he man up?" And Coxie goes, "I don't know why he didn't man up." And then it looks like on the TV that he's going nuts at Coxie, but Coxie's sort of winding him up.
Now, Yarrawonga too, premiership last year in his first year coaching, and top of the ladder, top of the tree by 2 or 3 games this year. So, and you pulled the pin there, have you, Stephen?
Yeah, I have at the end of the season. I'll coach out the rest of the season. We're in a really strong position again, obviously on the back of the premiership last year. We're aiming for back-to-back, which hadn't been done since the Fevolution played at Yarrawonga back in 2012, 2013. So we're in a strong position, and as you know, anything can happen at the end of the day, but
1 week at a time.
1 week at a time. Yep, that's right.
Can't do any more than just 2 flags.
No, and you love it, don't you? You love the coaching bit.
Yeah, I do. And I've got a great, great bunch of players there at Yarrawonga, and they're all pretty self-driven. Like whilst it's country footy, it's almost semi-professional. These guys are not just turning up Tuesday and Thursday. They're going along and doing weight sessions on other nights. They're doing Pilates. They do their recovery. Yeah, they enjoy a beer after the game, but they play hard. Yeah. It's a good brand of footy in the Ovens of Murray.
I like it, Stevie. Really good. And tonight, front bar, you got any good stories?
I'm hoping that because you're beside me and you like to steal the attention, you like when you don't like when the attention's not on you.
Yes,
that's why you don't like going overseas, isn't it? Because no one's going, "G'day, Bill,"
understands who
and
he is.
you start just going out to anyone, "G'day, Coco, g'day, Coco," hoping that someone recognises you. So I hope that you'll think that the spotlight's on you
That's
tonight.
That's exactly, Stevie, what happened when we walked down Santa Monica Boulevard in LA. Fat's going, "Cock! Coco!" And these Yanks are going, "Who's the fat bald bloke?" Never seen him before.
Butterbean.
That's who they thought. Well, make sure you're watching. What time, please?
8:30 on Channel 7.
Oh, yes, please.
It's flying.
It's a good show.
Great
it's a good
show.
show. So look forward to
Pang.
that, Bill.
Pang.
Will he turn up?
Yeah,
Doesn't
he'll be there.
always.
Richo's hosting tonight.
Is he really? Big
No,
show.
Andy Marr.
Where's Birrarung?
That'll be less word spoken. That'll be good. It gives us a chance to talk.
Great to see you, Stevie.
All right, thanks, boys.
See
Chomp.
Stevie and Bill tonight on the front bar.